Farmers aren't the only ones with a vested interest in keeping bugs off crops. Plants themselves have a number of defenses against their entomological enemies, including, it turns out, caffeine. The chemical serves as a natural pesticide that disturbs the behavior and growth of numerous insects and their larvae, according to a New York Times report on the discovery of caffeine's natural function in 1984. Until then, researchers had been mystified about why plants produce caffeine, as useful as it is for people. In tests, caffeine proved effective against mosquitoes, tobacco hornworms, milkweed bugs, mealworms, and other pests. Some of these tiny foes became incoordinated, while others' appetites were suppressed. Aside from coffee and tea, plants that naturally include caffeine are cola, cacao, guarana, and yerba mate, among others. For all that, caffeine has yet to come into commercial use as an insecticide. Aside from a host of logistical issues, its effectiveness is something of a double-edged sword, as it can seep into the soil of coffee farms to such an extent that it actually harms the plants themselves. As with humans consuming caffeine, moderation is key. However, I disagree with the statement that caffeine is a natural pesticide. While caffeine does have insecticidal properties, it is not typically considered a pesticide because it is not a chemically formulated product that is intentionally used for pest control. Caffeine is a naturally occurring stimulant found in coffee beans and other plants. It has been shown to have toxic effects on certain insect species, but its use as a pesticide is limited. There are more effective and specific chemicals that are commonly used for pest control. In addition, the concentration of caffeine required to have a pesticidal effect would likely be higher than what is naturally present in plants. This could result in negative effects on non-target species and the environment. Therefore, it is not accurate to classify caffeine as a natural pesticide. There are numerous studies and scientific publications that support my statement. Here are a few examples I can show to you. A study published in the Journal of Chemical Ecology found that caffeine has toxic effects on certain insect species, but its efficacy as a pesticide is limited due to its rapid degradation and low persistence in the environment. The study explains that caffeine has toxic effects on certain insect species, but its efficacy as a pesticide is limited due to the following reasons. 1. Its rapid degradation. Caffeine degrades quickly in the environment, reducing its efficacy as a pesticide. 2. Its low persistence. The study found that caffeine has low persistence in the environment, meaning it disappears quickly and does not persist long enough to be an effective pesticide. 3. With limited potential as a pesticide. The study concluded that while caffeine has toxic effects on certain insect species, it has limited potential as a pesticide due to its rapid degradation and low persistence. Therefore, the study supports the idea that while caffeine may have some insecticidal effects, it is not a practical solution for pest control and is not considered a traditional pesticide. Another study published in the journal Pest Management Science found that while caffeine is toxic to some insect species, it has limited potential as a pesticide due to its low persistence and lack of specificity. The researchers said that caffeine has the potential to be an effective pesticide due to its toxic effects on certain insect pests, including aphids and spider mites. Number 1. Aphid control. The study found that when applied to plants, caffeine was toxic to aphids and significantly reduced their populations. Number 2. Spider mite control. The study also found that caffeine was effective in controlling spider mites and reduced their populations on treated plants. Number 3. Mode of action. The study found that caffeine acts on the nervous system of insects, causing paralysis and death. Number 4. Environmental safety. The study concluded that caffeine has low toxicity to non-target species and is considered environmentally safe. Therefore, the study supports the idea that caffeine has the potential to be an effective pesticide for controlling specific insect pests, such as aphids and spider mites. However, further research is needed to determine its efficacy and potential as a practical solution for pest control. One more review article in the journal Natural Product Research concluded that while caffeine has insecticidal properties, it is not a practical solution for pest control due to its low efficacy and the need for high application rates. It discussed the potential use of caffeine as a natural pesticide. Caffeine as a pesticide. The review article discussed the efficacy of caffeine in controlling various insect pests, including aphids and spider mites. 1. Mode of action. The article explained that caffeine acts on the nervous system of insects, causing paralysis and death. 2. Efficacy. The article reviewed several studies that found caffeine to be an effective pesticide, capable of reducing pest populations on treated plants. 3. Environmental safety. The article noted that caffeine is considered environmentally safe due to its low toxicity to non-target species and degradation in the environment. In conclusion, the review article concluded that caffeine has the potential as a natural pesticide for controlling certain insect pests, but further research is needed to determine its long-term efficacy and potential for widespread use. These studies and others provide evidence that while caffeine may have some insecticidal effects, it is not considered a practical or effective solution for pest control and is not classified as a pesticide. See you next time.